In the late 19th century, the African wilderness was known for its breathtaking landscapes and rich wildlife. But in 1898, this beauty was overshadowed by terror when two lions turned the Tsavo region of Kenya into a nightmare. Known as the Man-Eaters of Tsavo, these lions were unlike any others. They did not hunt typical prey like zebras or antelopes. Instead, they hunted humans, leaving a trail of horror in their wake. Their story has become one of the most terrifying accounts of human-wildlife conflict in history. A tale of survival, horror, and the limits of human courage. The trouble began when the British government started constructing a railway bridge over the Tsavo River as part of the Kenya-Uganda Railway project. Hundreds of workers, mostly brought from India, set up camp near the river, ready to undertake the challenging work. However, shortly after construction began, workers began disappearing. It started with occasional attacks, but the incidents quickly escalated. Almost every night the lions would raid the camps, dragging men out of their tents, leaving trails of blood and panic behind them. Workers were terrified. The camp soon earned the grim nickname Camp of Death. What made these lions particularly frightening was their behavior. Lions rarely prey on humans, and when they do, it's typically due to starvation, old age, or injury. But the Man-Eaters of Tsavo seem to have developed a preference for human flesh. They didn't simply attack out of hunger or desperation. Witnesses claim they stalked the camps with calculated intent, becoming bolder with each passing night. They would break through thorn fences and dig through weak spots, becoming expert predators of men. For months, the workers lived in constant fear, never knowing if they would see the sunrise. The railway project was overseen by Lieutenant Colonel John Henry Patterson, an experienced engineer and military officer. Patterson initially believed the attacks were exaggerated rumors fueled by fear, but he soon realized the horror was very real. Determined to protect his men and complete the railway, Patterson set out to track and kill the lions himself. Night after night, he waited, rifle in hand, determined to put an end to the terror. But the lions seemed to outsmart him at every turn, slipping into the camps undetected, taking lives, and vanishing into the night. The workers grew so terrified that many fled, believing the lions were supernatural demons or the embodiment of vengeful spirits. Rumors spread that the lions had been sent as a curse to stop the railway, while others believed they were spirits of fallen African warriors. Whatever the reason, the fear in the camp was overwhelming, and work on the railway came to a halt as more workers abandoned their posts, refusing to return until the lions were dead. Over the course of 9 months, Patterson hunted the lions with unwavering resolve. He constructed platforms and used bait to lure them, but the lions seemed to sense his traps, avoiding his setups with incredible cunning. This deadly game continued until December 1898, when Patterson finally succeeded in shooting the first lion. The battle was intense. It took multiple shots to bring the lion down. Patterson and his remaining men breathed a sigh of relief, hoping that the nightmare was finally over. But the second lion continued its raids, becoming even more aggressive in the wake of its companion, Death. After several more nights of relentless hunting, Patterson was finally able to kill the second lion. Like the first, this lion also required multiple shots before it succumbed. With both lions dead, the terror that had plagued Tsavo came to an end, and the workers were finally able to resume their work. By the time the lions were killed, it was estimated that they had taken the lives of over 30 men, though some accounts suggest the number could be as high as 135. The true death toll remains unknown, but the Man-Eaters of Tsavo left a lasting impact on everyone involved. What made these lions so deadly? One theory is that the disruption of the ecosystem during railway construction reduced the availability of the lions, natural prey, driving them to hunt humans out of desperation. Another theory suggests that an outbreak of a cattle disease known as rinderpest may have caused a shortage of the lions' preferred food sources. Additionally, it's believed that the lions could have developed a taste for human flesh after scavenging the remains of workers who had died from disease or other causes. However, even these explanations don't fully account for the lions' systematic and targeted attacks on humans, a behavior that remains unusual for lions. When the lions were finally killed, Patterson preserved their skins and skulls, later sending them to the Field Museum in Chicago, where they were reconstructed and put on display today. Visitors can see the remains of these infamous lions, now taxidermied in the Museum's Hall of African Mammals. Patterson's account of the ordeal, published in his book The Man-Eaters of Tsavo, has since become a classic of adventure and survival literature. His story inspired numerous adaptations, including the 1996 film The Ghost and the Darkness, which dramatizes Patterson's battle against the lions. The Man-Eaters of Tsavo continue to fascinate historians, wildlife experts, and adventure seekers alike. Over the years, researchers have studied the lions' preserved remains in an attempt to understand their behavior. Analysis of their teeth and jaws revealed that one of the lions suffered from a painful dental condition, which may have made it difficult to hunt typical prey, potentially leading it to target humans as an easier alternative. However, this theory doesn't fully explain the calculated and persistent nature of their attacks, leaving the mystery of their behavior partly unresolved. The story of the Tsavo lions also raises broader questions about human encroachment on wildlife habitats and the impact of colonization on the natural world. The railway construction in Tsavo not only disrupted the environment, but also forced the workers and lions into an unnatural proximity, setting the stage for a deadly confrontation. This tragic incident serves as a reminder of the delicate balance between humans and nature, and the sometimes devastating consequences when that balance is disturbed. More than a century later, the tale of the Man-Eaters of Tsavo lives on, a blend of horror and history that highlights both the resilience and vulnerability of humans in the face of nature's power. Whether viewed as monsters, victims of circumstance, or symbols of the wild's untamable spirit, the Tsavo lions have become legends forever immortalized as Africa's most terrifying predators. Their story remains a chilling reminder of the mysteries that still lurk in the wilderness and the thin line that separates man from beast.